Hello, everyone. Um, I'm your presenter here, Dr. Booma. So, in a nutshell, about me, I'm a seasoned technologist with over a decade of experience in data science. Um, I have completed my doctorate in the area of data science along with artificial intelligence. So, I have been recognized internationally for my contribution to GenAI solutions and honored with titles Young Women Scientist and outstanding researcher along with academician. So I'm basically passionate about promoting diversity and inclusivity in tech. So in that case, I have chosen a platform like YouTube, blogs, conference to share my insights on AI transformative potentials. So this is all about me, and if you'd like to connect with me, you can just scan the QR code. I've given my LinkedIn QR code. Right. So let's get the ball rolling, right, without getting much delayed. So today our interesting topic is into the Azure AI document intelligence. So as Nandip have mentioned earlier, AI is now, it's becoming an interesting topic everywhere. It's buzzing everywhere. The word you can hear everywhere, like Gen AI, artificial intelligence, AI, chatbot, Gen AI powered chatbot, Gen AI powered visual um, assistance, right? So let's talk about it, what it is doing here um, in the sense of document, right? So in our today's agenda, I'd like to walk you through the introduction to Azure AI Document Intelligence, and then I'll take you through the key features of this particular service. It has two models in it, and the first one is the pre-built model. I'll walk you through along with a short demo, and then I will move on to the custom built model with its demo. And finally, I'll wrap up with our today's session. Right. So, what is Azure AI Document Intelligence? This is actually a remarkable technology, I could say, and this is formally known as Azure Form Recognizer. So, most of us, when we are very familiar with, or when we are familiar with working with artificial intelligence in Azure portal. We might be heard about the name very often. Before 2 years, it's Azure Form Recognizer, and now this has been rebranded to Azure Document Intelligence, which is reflecting it expands its capability and importance in today's digital world. The reason I'm very excited to share this topic today, or I picked this topic today to share with you, is this is this is very particular and specific service provided by Azure. Very useful when you want to extract information from your printed documents, or it could be your handwritten document, especially when your document is not only text. Imagine having a document that's not just plain text, like a table, or it could include like table sections, chart, or some scanned images into it and more, all those things mixed in a single document. So in that case, it's not easy to just read the document using some APIs or pass it on to the LLM. We need some processing before passing our document to the LLM model. LLM is nothing but the Gen AI model, Open AI model, right? So there where Azure Document Intelligence come into our picture as a key player. So it's a very powerful service, as I mentioned earlier, which is present within Azure AI ecosystem. So this is designed to understand and interpret the layout of our documents, whatever we are providing as a data source. So it can analyze various elements starting from text to tables and lot more too. Right. So here you can see in my slide, I'm showcasing the end-to-end architecture. So now you might get a question like why I'm flashing this. I'm supposed to tell something about AI document intelligence. So why I'm having this architecture, right? So this is architecture provided by Microsoft. So this is a end-to-end architecture. You know, like provided by Microsoft for us to understand how and where Azure AI Document Intelligence has been used in our process. So when we are implementing a complete project, the end-to-end project, you can see from the right-hand side, we have a data source. So this is like a combination of PDF file. You can see a Word document, HTML, images, or the JSON file, HTML, a plain text, or you can call it as a flat text, whatever, right? It is our data source. So when we are passing it, our traditional way is to use the ETL process, meaning that extract the document from the data source and do some pre-processing like cleaning, extract the metadata, enhancing it, and do some chunking whenever or wherever it is necessary, right? So this is a traditional way. Once after Azure have introduced the AI document intelligence, it is like, like drag and drop tool now for us. Just use this service, which has an inbuilt semantic chunk process, which is also a part of traditional ETL. So now there's no need to write coding, end-to-end coding, or from coding from the scratch for ETL. Just utilize the service, which could handle the process of ETL, which could handle the process of extraction and transform into um, the required way and do some chunking process, semantic chunking process, right? And then it will move on to the rest of the process. So it is all the usual part, right? So here, this is the reason why I'm flashing this architecture in front of you to make you understand like where we are placing this AI document intelligent in our end-to-end project implementation, right? So with this, let me take you to the next option within the key features, right? So first of all, like I said, it is an Azure offering. So it is a cloud-based service with no doubt. And it can extract printed as well as a handwritten text. Alongside, it supports, 309 languages for the printed ones and 12 handwritten languages, which is kind of a very huge list. And we do have some pre-built models which I'll be discussing in the next slide. And we are also having some custom built model for specific requirements from client end, or like our self requirements, right? And then apart from this, the main key feature here is the programming languages it supports, right? It supports C, Java, JavaScript, and Python too. So this feature is still in preview. I would like to just highlight here. As of today, it is still in preview, so it is not currently available in all the regions. So if you would like to access this, kindly choose any of the three regions, such as East US, West US 2, and West Europe, right? Okay. So now let me take you to the pre-built model, the first model service provided by Azure AI Document Intelligence here. Right. So here, what we can do is this is like pre-built is nothing but it's a ready-made model which are available for us. And using those model, we can do a lot more things. For example, you can read your invoice, you can read your receipt, you can do some identity extraction. In fact, you can read your debit card, credit card, or even the visiting cards, or the health insurance card if you have. Apart from that, in fact, you can also read your income tax forms, 1099, etc., and all those things. Also, it's possible if you are trying pre-built models. All these functionalities are available inside pre-built model. So these are all the things which are already available as of today, and we can just go ahead and use the pre-built model to extract the information out of those. But if for any reason, if those pre-built ones are not sufficient in any case for our requirement, then we can go ahead and pick custom built model wherein we can train it and get the required output. So there where custom built model come into our picture. Right. So this is the main reason why this is very popular and very well known in like Azure AI region part. Right. So this is what about pre-built model. And before moving on to a short demo, let me just quickly recall that what all the things we can extract from the document is nothing but the paragraph in our document, tables, sections, titles, even the font style of like key value pair, and if we have any formula, math formula inside it or statistical process inside our document, yes, it is possible by using the pre-built model. And if we have any QR code or any barcode, so these actually there is actually a huge list which we can extract out of our document what we are targeting based on the particular features, right? Okay. So now for the short demo, just give me a while. Let me take you to, I'll go on to the next slide. So now time flat, let's move on to the Azure portal, and there I can show you what all things we can do. So I'm on Azure portal already, and I hope you can able to view my Azure portal. If not, please let me know.
Yeah, it's visible.
Right. Okay. So currently I'm
Oh,
into Azure portal. Yep,
oh,
yep,
sorry, sorry,
Mehul.
sorry. We cannot see it. I thought it's Azure portal, but it's a PDF. The
Is
PPT.
it?
Sorry, sorry, we
Okay.
cannot.
No worries, no worries. Just give me a sec. I hope it's visible now.
Yes, it is now. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm here into the Azure portal. Here you can see the search document intelligence studio, right? So you can click on it. Before moving on to this, you need to provide your resource name and rest of the details. Like if you would like to create a ACS process for this, yes, you can go ahead and feel free to create the ACS. In my case, I have already created, so I'll not go ahead and do it again. I have already created an instance, and once you have created an instance, you can see the option called as Document Intelligence Studio. Just click on the try it option, or you just give a double click on it. So it will take you to this particular window where you can see multiple options. So you can go ahead and you could probably see various options which are available here, including the pre-built model and custom build model. What I was actually um, sharing with you the glimpse in my slide. Right. So thereupon, like I said, right, there are a pre-built model. You can see here, you can pre-build in the sense it's already pre-trained with particular documents. So when you're clicking on the invoices, this particular model, this has been already pre-trained with multiple invoices, like millions and billions of invoices, right? So in that case, you can directly jump into it, and you can use your own invoice and start your process. And we do have a few other options like receipts, identify document, health insurance card, and you can see some multiple tax options. And here is a credit card option. And if you are just particular about some certificates such as marriage certificate or driving license, contracts, business cards, yeah. So these are all the like available in pre-train. Right. So I'll just quickly jump on to the layout part. So let me log into the invoice option. So you can just click on this write out option, and it will take you to the next page where you can provide your API endpoint and key which you have which which you have created for Azure document or ACS. You can take it over from there, and you can take the API key from key and access point. Just click on, just provide these two values and click on the check in the box, and you will get to see the continue button activator. Just continue. Once you click on the continue button, it will take you to the next actual thing. And yeah, here where you can see here. So this is the one, if you have this kind of document, then it will be easily extract the information out of it. So here you can see some invoices, or like in a pre-built model, you can see from here, you can select multiple options, what we have seen in our previous window. But I would like to go with invoice option now. So in the left-hand side, you can see browse for files. So if you would like to use your own files, you can select from your local machine or using your URL. So these are all the options available. And I will go back to the available sample option. And let's say, let's go with this invoice. So under this invoice, it's already pre-built model, so it's not it's not I'm um it is not mandatory for me to pick up and instruct my model or train my model on what is invoice and how it will look like, and what is date, what is the format of the date. It is not necessary from my end. As I said earlier, pre-built model, so it is not necessary to go from the scratch. It has been already trained with some multiple invoice document, right? So straight away you can click on any one of the document and click on you have multiple options here, right? Run analysis, query field, analyze options. I'll come back to these two fields later on. Before that, I'll just take you to the right hand side. We do have some 4 tabs here: field, content, result, and code. I can able to see something in the field option when I click on the run analysis, right? So now I have clicked on the sample. When you click on the run analysis, it will start to perform the analysis, like it will start to identify the entities present inside the invoice. Let me zoom in. Right. Okay. Now you can see, once after I run the analysis, you can see some data in the right hand side. So fields, you can see the amount due. So this amount due is nothing but a field value. Field value, it's a predefined field value given during the training process. During the training process, it has been already set. It's a predefined one. And billing address. So when I'm passing this particular sample as an input and run the analysis, it is my pre-built model. It is managing to analyze most of the information from the invoice. Let's say like invoice, date, due date, customer name. It is exactly, and you can see the confident value as well. It is 91.50%. So what does it mean? So it the confident value here, let's say like 91 point something or 91% sure that this is correct to information which is extracted. And these all the details, whatever is extracted from here, you can find it on the right hand panel under the fields. You can see it. So just need to go ahead and read this. And another thing here is the content, the second one. And under the content part, if you have any tabular thing, it will show up over here. You can see the table. So here we have 2 tables, and the first table, it is displaying the model, the pre-built model, it is displaying the first table to us. So if this is one which you can see, and you can move on to the next page, and you can see the second table, which is this. So these things you can see, and then you have the result which is in the JSON format as well. This is in a JSON format, and here it will take coordinates of all the polygons. So here's a polygon 1 and polygon 2. So it will take the coordinate of all the polygons. Polygons is nothing but the rectangle, what it is highlighting here in my invoice. So this was identified, this rectangle box was identified by my pre-built model, and this is otherwise called as a polygon. When you go to the result tab, you can see the result in a JSON format, which holds the coordinate of all the polygons or the rectangles identified by my pre-built model. So these are the coordinates, or we can also call it as a position. So if you want to extract something next to it or nearby, then you can use these positions. And apart from that, this is the source code. This is actually the source code. So if you want to use this in your application, then you just need to update your key in the endpoint, which I have um, showcased in the previous window, and rest all things is already available for you. Probably what you need not to, start from the scratch in the form of code. So here, if you are going for a pre-built model, this is like a great advantage here. And apart from the apart from that, or next thing, I can show you the analyze option. So in analyze option, you can see run analysis range. Either you can pick the current document, or if you would like to run your analysis on all the documents available in the left line, yeah, you can do it. You can just pick on either one of the option. And next you have the page range. If you would like this is the invoice of only one page. So doesn't matter if I pick the all pages or range of the pages, but let's assume that you are having more than 10 pages in an invoice, or it's a collection of invoice of multiple customers, right? In that case, you can pick range if you would like to. So purely based on your, the requirement of your process. And next you have the optional deduction, which is about the barcode or language or key value pair. So if you would like to select the barcode, also one of your field, you can pick it up, right? And then you can save the option. So if your invoice, in any case, if it holds a barcode, your pre-bid model, now it start the analysis again. It will reanalyze the process, and it will come up with identifying the barcode in the invoice wherever it is available. Right? So yeah. And let me take you to the next sample here. So this is another option. And when you run this analysis, again, you can see the confidence score. So you can improve the confidence score by giving more samples to your model. If you are using a custom built model and you are planning to increase the uh, confidence score is nothing but how exactly the identify value is, how accurate the identify value is. If you would like to increase the confidence score, then go ahead and provide more and more sample document and train the model with more and more training documents so that you can see a better improvement in the confidence score as well. So now when I pass on the second sample and run the analysis, you could see the result here, how well it is coming up. And same, it's identifying the invoice number and customer ID. When I just move my pointer on top of customer ID, you can see it's exactly identifying the customer ID, and the confidence score it is displaying is 95.70, meaning that 96% it is exactly identifying the customer ID in a right way, and invoice date. And we do have many things here based on the pre-built option. So we have the subtotal and we have the grand total here. And when we are looking for the address of the invoice, as you can highlight here, and it is pointing out the invoice, and you can see the confidence score reduced to 87.9 when compared to the customer ID. It's all because it has not been trained with enough training document, but we don't say 87 or 88 or 89% is a bad confidence score or bad accuracy rate, but still it's quite okay. When it's more than 80 or 85%, we consume that as a good accuracy rate. Right. So we do have many options. If you would like to use the pre-built model on your own document, just as I said earlier, click on the browse for file and pick your own document, pick your own invoice. It could be the computer generate invoice or handwritten invoice. You can do that and run the analysis. Or if you would like to change anything, just move on to the analyze option and pick it out here, whatever is required for you. And like if you would like to change something in the result, a result part, just go ahead and if you would like to change the name of your customer ID into something else, you can just do it here manually. So basic amendments you can do in pre-built model. So this is specifically uh, designed only for handling invoice document. If you would like to go with identity document, you can see multiple, documents available here. So this is um, IC, and this is our India Aadhaar card, which is considered as IC for our country. And we do have driving license, PR forms, right? And when you move on to the receipts, you can see multiple receipt formats. So this is a computer generalized one, and this is a scanned receipt. And you can see the clarity of this particular receipt and the one what I'm displaying now. Even though the clarity differs, the model gives the better result. So when I run analysis on this part, the pre-built model could able to manage in identifying the specific predefined fields. So you can see here still, though the clarity is not in a better way, the pre-built model, it is managing to get the merchant address and the phone number of the merchant and the transaction date, the description of the product, rate of the product, and here it is a subtotal and total, right? And you can see the confidence score as well. It is more than 95%. So it doesn't matter what quality of document we are passing. It always depends on the kind of data we are providing to our model during our training process. It's a pre-built model, so it's not in our hand to train the model. But when we move on to the custom built model, yes, there is a possibility for us to train our custom model, right? So with that, let me just take you to the custom model. So custom model, as I shared with you earlier, it is designed specifically when we move out of some additional information other than the pre-built model is providing us. When we feel like pre-built model is not sufficient for our requirement, we can move ahead and pick for the custom model. So this gives us an option to train with our own document. So let me move on to the next part. So if you go back to the Document Intelligence Studio, just scroll down and you can see two options under custom model. One is a custom extraction model and another one is a custom classification model. So here, we are expecting to get much more custom models, but it takes some time. Currently, we are having two options under custom model. One is to extract the information like what we are doing in invoice, receipt, and document identification. If not, we are looking for some classification. Let's say like I'm providing multiple emails and I'm instructing my AI model to classify my email like with specific entity like spam and the email which is not under or which is not considered under spam email, I can do that classification. Right. So now let me walk you through with a custom extraction model. Just you can click on the get started and it will take you to the next option here. It will take you to the next option where you can move on and create a project by providing your own user specified project name. And if you would like to give some description, go ahead and give the description. And rest all of the information you can configure by providing the um, resource for storing this custom built model. And if you have already the database or the blob storage to store all the process, you can select the existing resources. If not, you can create by your own. So what I would like to say here is, let's say like attraction. And when you continue here, it will ask you for the subscription. Just click on the subscription and pick the resource group if it is already existing. If not, you have an option to create a new resource. And then moving to the next field, it will ask you to give the document intelligence service name, or the ACS service name, what it is already existing. Or here where you have another option like the previous thing, if you don't have this option, you have the process to create a new resource as well. And API version, it is a predefined one. So once you click on it, it will take you to the next page where you can create your own storage option if it is not already existing. If it is existing, you can use the pre-built thing. Right? So once you have done all the thing, it will take you to the next page with all the information. So here I have already loaded my document. Once you have done the previous step, it will take you to the page with the empty document. So you can click on the browse for file and you can load your document from your local disk, right? Or else if it's available in some SharePoint or URL, you can straight away give your URL option and you can drag all the input or all the document, whatever you're planning to use for your training process, right? So again, I would like to highlight here, this is a custom based model, meaning that you're going to train this specific model with your own data. In your previous thing, the pre-built model, it's already a pre-built model trained with some other invoices. Now, what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to train my model with my own invoices, right? So I have four options in the left line. That is a label data, model, test, and setting. So in the first option, label data, I will load all the input documents, whichever I feel like suitable to train my model. And then, like for this training session, or this is a short demo, right? So I have picked only 6 images, but this is not sufficient for any of the model to get trained or to get know about the multiple new invoices, right? So it's always recommended to go beyond 50 documents for training a model in a minimum count I'm sharing with you, right? So now, what is the how to train the custom built model is the first step. Just click on each of the document here. Now, you can see in the right lane, it is asking you to add a field, meaning that what are all the fields you would like to highlight in the invoice, right? So let me take you to the first field. You can add on to the first field like invoice ID. So I'd like to first identify or extract invoice ID from my document. Okay. So just I'm naming this field. And if you click on the three dot in the right hand side, it will let you to pick the type of option, right? So this is like when I come to invoice, it could be in the alphanumeric, or if you're not sure about the invoice data type, you can just go ahead and move with non-specified one. I'm sure about alphanumeric, so I'm just picking this option. And I'm not stopping with one field. You can add n number of fields. Next, I'm adding invoice date, and as the same my previous thing, and here I'm mentioning it. I'm not sure about the date format of each invoices. So as a whole, I'm just picking up not specified. And then moving on to the next field, I'm adding invoice address. I just would like to hold with the string option, and then let me add one last field as a total. Total cost. When I'm picking on the subtype, let me pick the currency. So for a short demo, I have just considered only the 4 options. So if you would like to go with multiple options, such as the description of each product and the quantity, quality, and amount for each product ID, you can add all those fields here. Right? So with these 3 options, what I have to do is I have to just run this layout, and you have multiple options. Like if you would like to run the 4 fields for only for the current document, or you would like to run for all the documents here. So I would like to run for all the documents what I have included. I'm just clicking on the second option, which will make my process easier. The it's not going to be time consuming. Or else, it will ask me to set the value for each and every field for all the documents. So what I have done is I just clicked on the second option, and now it's set for all the documents. So here, now this part is visible. You can see the top draw region tab is activated. So what we can do here is now I can start highlighting the option. So if you highlight on the invoice, you can pick this. So I'm very sure I'm going to train my model. So I have to be very sure about the document what I'm using, right? Since I have some basic knowledge on the invoice, it's easy for me to click on the invoice in a right way, and it is helping me to pick the field here. So now you can see once I have created, it gave the polygon for this particular invoice. And moving on to the next part, I will just put this part. And you can click on this invoice date and select the field invoice date. And I also added the invoice address. So meaning that to which address this invoice is being shipped. Just you can just click and drag and select the invoice address. So this is pointed as invoice address now. And total cost in this particular invoice is here. So total cost. So you can do this process, repeat the process for each invoice. I'm coming here and click on this. It's an invoice date, and this is an invoice ID. And this is our total. Yeah, this is our address. This is our invoice address. Likewise, you can do for rest of the documents. Once you have done, you can see the train option is activate now. So meaning that you can start training your model. So you have already given it to your custom model that instructed how the invoice will look like in all the document, and how the subtotal or the total cost will look like, how the invoice date will look like. I have already instructed, and I'm clicking on the train option. So once you click on the train option, it will take you to the next page where it will let you to add the model name, because this is a custom built model, right? It's my own model. It's my own model. So I can give the name for my own model, and just you can click on the train option. If you would like to give the description, yeah, you can. But now currently we are having only neutral. And now you can click on the train option. So it will let you to go to the model where it's being trained. So go to the model. Let me just cancel this part and I'll take you to the model place here. And you can see it's being trained, it's running, the status is still running. After a while, you can see the status has succeeded. So once you click on once you click on this option, you can see under which part it got trained and how many documents were there in this particular model, right? And once it got succeeded, is another option what you can do is the third thing is testing your model. So now meaning that once you can see it is a succeeded part, your model has been trained with the sample document what you have provided. Move on to the third option, testing, and provide a new few samples to test it. So it shouldn't be the same like what you have given during the training process. It should be something fresh, new document which is not known to your model. So these are all the three documents I have picked to test my model, how well it got trained. So I have again, you have an option here to browse your file from your local desktop, or you can use the URL to fetch it from the SharePoint or somewhere else, right? So now, since I have already trained the model with particular fields, I can click on all the files to test it, or else you can just click on one file and move on to the run analysis. So what does the model do is with the help of the NLP operation, it will try to identify and extract the entities. So now you can see this is a very fresh document, very fresh invoice, which is not known to my model, I haven't shown this to my model at all. So what it is doing is, even though it is not known, based on the training process, it is trying to fetch the information. So like you can see, this is invoice. This is the invoice number. And the total purchase, you can see here it is highlighting as total purchase. And moving on to the date part, yet it is highlighting the date. Okay. And order ID, since this is not having any order ID, it's showing as not found. If you click on this option, it will take you to the table. You can see the table options here. And I can do the same for rest of the things. So this is a handwritten one. I have already trained my model with a handwritten document also, not only with the computer generated invoice, I have also trained with some handwritten documents. So let me pass this and see how well my model got trained. I'm just clicking on this second handwritten document, and I'm moving on to the run analysis. So it will manage to fetch the information, and let's see how well it. Okay, so when I move on to this handwritten one, the invoice number, yeah, done properly. And when I move on to the date, no, it is not. Okay, so meaning that I have not trained my model to up to the range. So I have to, as I mentioned earlier, the document what I have provided is only 6 count, right? So I have to increase. When I increase the number of document, when I increase the count of the document, it will let my model to learn more in the prediction process, right? So that is what causing my model to mispredict the value. So this is the phone number. As a human, we are very clear this is a phone number, not the date. But as a model, it is not clear, and something else it is coming up with, and it is showing us it is a date. And you can see the day total purchase also not identified correctly. Just it came to the end of the process, but not the total one, meaning that my model has to train in a better way. Then when I can move on to the third option, can see how well it is training. One last try. Right. So you can see in the part of date, yeah, identified well. And coming to the invoice, no, it's identifying this particular part as invoice, which is totally 0% accurate. Date I identified well. And moving on to the total purchase, yeah, you can see I got the correct answer as grand total as my total purchase option. And there's no order ID, so it skipped the part and displaying me as not found. Right, and you can also do some additional options in the place of analyze option. You can restrict here and move on with some additional, like process as well. So this is what we can see, and we can feel the beauty of this Azure AI document intelligence. So here you can see, well, I'm not writing any Python code or C or Java code here. It's like drag and drop part. And only thing what I have to do in custom build model is some more training. Train well to get the better result, to get the better accuracy, to get the better confidence score. And you know, also would like to share with you, when you're training your custom built model, you can go back to your storage and see the number of files created. So initially, my blob storage or my storage account will hold only the actual document, like 1.png, 2.png, 3.jpg. So these are all the actual files, the original file, raw data. Once after training my model, you can see few additional document got created in my blob storage. The one document created is OCR, and the second one is a label. OCR is a part where it will try to identify, extract all the data, whichever format it is, despite of the format, it will extract all the document, extract all the text from the document. And after extracting, you can see another file label, which will help to create the rectangular box or polygon. So this is what will happen in your blob storage when you're using the custom built model. But this will not happen in your pre-built model because it is already built, right? So it is not necessary. But in the case of custom built model, since there is an option for you to pick your storage account, it will let you to see all these additional files which got created once after training your model. Great. So yeah, this is like what I have aimed to walk you through, both the pre-built and custom built model. I hope we have explored together, right? Azure AI document intelligence. This is like, it will help us to unlock the vast potential within each and every document, despite of the quality of the document or quantity of the document. It can handle even 50 pages of document or 1,000 pages of a single document, right? But this is a very powerful tool which transcends the traditional barrier, what we have used in the traditional ETL process. This particular service in Azure will enable us to extract and utilize information from the printed and handwritten text, even complex layout with tables, charts, and various data forms, which I have showcased in the sample document. So with that, let me wrap up our today's sessions, right? So the key takeaway from our today's discussion is not just advanced capabilities of Azure AI document intelligence, but the transformative impact it holds for the business, the transformative impact it holds for the researchers and developers alike. So its ability to understand how well it is having the capability to understand multiple documents in different formats, how well it is interrupting, and it is making some actionable data from from diverse document format. It's a leap forward in making AI an integral part of our workflow. So this will help enhancing efficiency. This will help to improve the accuracy. It reduces the time in writing the code, right? So we should all remember this journey inside Azure AI Document Intelligence is just the beginning for everyone, even for you and for me as well. So as we continue to explore and experiment, right, the potential application, and you can feel the benefit of this particular service, so which will help expanding more and more. So what I would like to share here or encourage you all is to dive in, experiment with both pre-built and custom built model, because as I mentioned earlier, pre-built is a ready to use model. And when you move beyond the capacity of pre-built model, you have another option to go with custom model. So explore both, give a stretch to experiment with both pre-built and custom built model. Explore how they can address your specific challenges or opportunities you're looking for inside your document. Moreover, let's not view this particular service merely as a tool, but let us all think this as a catalyst for innovation or transformation in how we work with document in our digital age. Right. So now everything is all about the digital document. Nowhere it's very, like very rare we are coming up with a hard copy of any of the document. So this kind of service, what Azure is providing us, really help us. So predominantly the possibilities are limitless, and it's up to us to explore them. So in that case, I look forward to view all the innovative ways what we all will leverage Azure AI Document Intelligent in all our projects. So that is what currently most of the project is utilizing. I hope you also will give a try and explore how well it goes, how well both the model goes and satisfy your requirement, your challenges. So always stay curious, stay, like keep experimenting. Let's together harness the power of AI, as wherever you can see, like it's buzzing everywhere. So let's harness the power of AI, which will help us to unlock the full potential of our capability with document, and like I could add here like document driven process, right? So I'll give a pass here to a question and answer.